Yo, don't y'all love my hair? I had to come back and show y'all this hair wrap. Henny, I love it. At first I had it in my face like this, but my hair is too long, so I like just dip it to the side. Do y'all like it? Let me back up. Okay, period. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm bored now. I know people watching me outside their window. What's up, guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Phoenix Jakes, and for those of you who are new to my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. You guys, I'm sitting outside today, and I don't know. I'm normally, if you look at my other videos, I'm normally in my kitchen doing this, but I decided to be outside today because it's nice. I haven't been outside much, and I don't know. I like the background, so let's get started. So just to recap, for those of you that came to this video to be motivated about moving to another state or to just get some information on how to do so, I'm just going to give a quick rundown, and I'll also list it in the video if I can, you know, when I go through my editing, on the steps to I don't want to say successfully, because everybody's success is different. Everybody experience, I'm sorry, I got my girls in, or my teeth, and it's making me have a lisp when I talk. So yeah, it's different for everybody. So here is my how to move to another state as a single mom or a single person or just period. So first thing you want to do, research. Pick a city, research apartments, research the city, and choose about 3 or 4 that you can go check out. Step 2, you're going to go visit these places that you researched. Also, during that time, apply for jobs. 2 birds, 1 stone, like I did. Try to get an interview and look for the apartments during the time of the interview so that you only have to pay for 1 ticket. My ticket was about $330 plus the rental that I had. You know, things get a little costly. Step 3, save money, or you know, you gotta have some kind of money. You don't need to move with like $15,000 like I did. Was it 15? 8, 3, and 3, whatever. You don't need to move with like I said, I did this when I had my tax money. I wouldn't have had this bread if I didn't have my tax money. So be smart and move during tax time. Okay. So money. Try to pay your rent off if you can for 2 months so that a job is not an issue. If you take your tax money and pay your rent off for 2 months, then you can move and you don't have to worry about finding a job right away. Step 4, I believe, when you get here, hustle for work. If you end up finding a place first, oh, I forgot, back to step 3, when you secure the apartment, let's say, you know, you don't have the income, y'all, edit those pay stubs. Do what you have to do to get the place. Edit your resume. If you have to, you know, edit your resume to get a better job, do it. I ain't saying tell them motherfuckers you got a motherfucking master's degree or a PhD and some shit you don't. I ain't telling you to go pretend to be a doctor like that one little boy that was going viral on Instagram. I'm just saying, if you was just a regular teller, tell them you was a bank supervisor. Okay? Do what you gotta do to get that experience. If you ain't never worked in retail, make you up a retail and say, you know, worked at the mall. And that's not hurting nobody, okay? And then if you don't know how to work in a retail, go on YouTube. How to work as a retail associate, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, sales associate, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, edit, and do what you got to do. So after you secure the apartment, pay your... Y'all, do what you have to do to survive. I'm always in survival mode, okay? This is just what I know. Now it's time to hustle and get that money. If you already have a job, cool. If you don't and you living in your car, it is what it is. If it was just me and I didn't have my kids, you damn right I'd be living in my car until I got something I needed. So, you know, do what you gotta do to make shit work.
Okay, y'all, so those are my 4 steps on how to move to another state. Just kind of briefly, I'm going to get into my story time of my experience and all the details of everything I did for my move. This video is kind of long, but I didn't want to leave anything else. So thank you for watching, like, and subscribe.
So today is my 1-year anniversary of my move to California. On March 23rd, 2019, I moved from Charlotte, North Carolina. I packed my stuff that day. On March 24th, I got on the road from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I had to drop one of my children off to Fayetteville to her grandma because she could not fit in the truck, and she was supposed to be staying with them for the summertime anyway. So I just let her stay an extra month or two early, and it helped me out a lot. So I left from Fayetteville, North Carolina, March 24th. I made it to Texas, I want to say 17 hours later, about 17 hours later. And then I went from Texas to LA. So most of you know that I am a mother of 4. During my move, I had 3 children and I was pregnant at the time. I didn't have my son until July 31st, 2019. So yeah, I moved. I was pregnant I was about 3 months pregnant when I moved with my 3 children. Of course, one of my kids stayed, so I only had 2 of my kids with me. I had my oldest, who is 10. His name is Sincere, and I had my newborn baby. She was born in September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 6-month-old baby. At the time, her name is Nova. Nova is now about 16, 17, 18 months now. But anyways, so yeah, I had my 10-year-old, my 6-month-old. I was 3 months pregnant. I'm sorry if you hear some drilling in the background. So yeah, and I got on the road and I left. I had a 16-foot truck. I towed my Chevy Cruze and we left. So I know a lot of you guys are thinking, why did you want to move to California? It's so expensive, it's too far out, you don't know anybody there, where are you going? So when I was a little girl, I danced for about 9 years, and I'm born and raised Springfield, Massachusetts, and I danced up there, and I always wanted to be a background dancer for Missy Elliott's videos. So I told myself I was going to move to California and be a dancer. Whether it was New York or California, I knew I wanted to move to either one. Then when I was in high school, I was homeless from 15 to 17. I got my first apartment at 17. I was a senior in high school. I got my apartment in February, had my son Sincere in March, graduated in June. So yeah, I was homeless those technically 2.5, 3 years, 9th to 11th grade. I was going from house to house, friends to friend, hotel to hotel, shelter to shelter. And to survive, I was doing people's artwork. I went to Westover High School in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I also went to Fayetteville State University. But anyway, so yeah, in high school at Westover, I was in an art class. A lot of seniors were in the class. They didn't want to do their work. They were just there for the extra credit. And I was like, hey, I'll do any assignment for $20. That $20, I don't even know how much I was making monthly, but I was doing assignments almost like every day. So I was paying my phone bill. This is back when I had like a prepaid phone, and I was getting minutes from the dollar store, and I would put minutes on my phone. And so yeah, I was paying my phone bill that way. I bought pads, I bought food. That's how I was surviving. So I knew that I could really make some money off of this. But I had a son, and I knew I wanted to give him more, so I tried to go into the health field. I didn't know what the art world was gonna do for me, and I knew I had a kid to take care of. So yeah, I went to school to be a pediatric nurse. That was the goal, to be a pediatric nurse. I moved back to Massachusetts in December. After graduating that June, I moved back to Massachusetts in December. And yeah, I went to Springfield Technical Community College and took my first painting class. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be an artist. Like, I'm about to do it. So I was married at the time to my son's father, and we were in Massachusetts. We broke up. I tried to get away, moved back to Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I missed my friends. I just, I was going through a hard time. So I moved back to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I was like, I'm going to school for art. So at 11, I went through a very traumatic time in my life where I found out that the man that I was calling my father wasn't my actual father. That my father was actually Puerto Rican, and he died when I was a baby. So a lot of that put me in a really, trust issues with my mom. I hated everybody. I was so angry, and art found me. And I just knew I could always do art. Never thought I would take it serious until I took that first painting class in college, 2011. So fast forward, I'm going through all this shit in life. We're moving on, and I kind of 3 times I was supposed to go to California after high school, after I graduated college, and then one more time after, like maybe a year after graduating college. And then, it's 2018, and I kind of gave up. I was like, I'm not going to ever make it there. I ended up having another kid in 2014. I joined the military. So I ended up having another kid in 2014. I joined the military. I didn't want to take my kids across the country away from their dads. And, it just seemed like it was never going to happen. And then March, so here we are, we're fast forwarding. I graduated college. I'm on my September 2018, I'm on my 3rd kid. I ended up getting married to her dad, and we had another baby, and so I was pregnant. Married in December of 2019. 2018, I'm sorry. Married in December 2018. I had our baby in September. September, I had my third child. December, we got married. And March came. I was pregnant with our second child, my husband now. And shit just, I don't know what happened. Things fell apart. Life got bad. And I was sitting there one morning and I was asking myself why. So guys, I'm pregnant again with my fourth kid. I just had a baby in September. I'm married for the second time, and life just wasn't going how not even how I planned, just how I don't know, I live life by, I always try to be a good person. I always try to do the right thing. I always live my life that way. But for some reason, bad things always happen to me. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. I was sitting there that morning and I was crying like, what am I doing with my life? I gave up. I'm an art teacher. I taught 3 years in Charlotte, North Carolina. After graduating with my visual arts degree, I moved to Charlotte and I had a 3-year contract to teach high school art. So I was doing that. And
hey guys, I'm editing my video and I just wanted to stop and say something to the moms out there that just because you have kids or just because you have so many children does not mean life stops. It does not mean you cannot chase your dreams and make a better life for you and your children. I have always wanted to be a mom. So 3 out of my 4 pregnancies were planned pregnancies. 3 out of my 4 children were planned pregnancies. I wanted to have my kids. So in no way, shape, or form did my children, stop me from doing anything. It may be prolonged things, make things a little bit more difficult, but my children were not the reason why I was thinking, what's wrong with my life? What's going on? No, what I'm trying to say is that I have put so much positive energy into the world, but only negative things were happening to me. And now that I'm here in California and now that I'm reevaluating everything, I feel like God was trying to make me uncomfortable. He put me through a really traumatic experience beginning of last year so that I can get up, stop BSing, and go and pursue my dreams and do what I was destined to do. There's so much more I have planned for life, but that's why I feel things were happening wrong, because God was trying to make me uncomfortable. So I just wanted to say that to you all, you moms out there.
So, I was teaching 3 years in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was really happy doing that. But something, so March comes, and I'm having this epiphany, and I tell my husband, I want to move to California, which he already knew. He already knew that was a goal of mine that just kind of, I just stopped, worrying about. So he was like, okay, let's go. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. So we started planning our trip to California. I started doing research on apartments. I only knew one person in this state, and that is my friend Shay, her sister Aaliyah, who I love to death. Also her sister Angel, their whole family. I just love them. Aaliyah, who is the sister of my friend Shay, she lived in an area, and I was like, I'm just going to go there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I know nothing about LA. I was like, at least I know one person there, and I'm just gonna move there. Whatever. It has to be a good area if she likes to live there. So that's how I chose my destination in the state that I wanted to move. You get a place, you live there for a year, you get a feel of it, and when the lease is up, move. And that's what I had put in my head. Whether I like the area that she lives in or not, I'm gonna move there because, I'll live there for a year and then I'll leave. So just to pause real quick, I know I talk fast. I'm sorry, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So I know a lot of you are thinking, like, have you ever even been to California? Like, no, I've never been to California, and I always wanted to live there. I have never been to California, you guys, and I moved there. Now, technically, I came one time, and that was 2 weeks before I left. So I had got a job. I'm doing research. So look, okay, you pick the city that you want to live in, right? You kind of pick 2 or 3 cities, just in case you don't find an apartment or a job in that city that you're looking for. You can move into the next city over. If it's a 30-minute drive to work, you'll be all right. So I actually chose the city that my friend lived in, and then 2 or 3 cities around it. And I was applying for jobs, and I was looking for apartments in the area. I was doing research. Get you a notebook, okay? I had apartments in here, jobs in here, dates, all that type of stuff. Document everything. And so I finally got a job interview. I used to work for Wells Fargo before I started teaching, but I left Wells Fargo to go teach. And I reapplied for them. So I reapplied to Wells Fargo thinking I left there properly. I should be able to work there again. It was a really good company. So I reapplied and I got an interview. March 12th was my interview. So I'm like, get on a plane. I can't pass this up. I was like, so I'm going to go do this interview. And during the time that I'm doing my interview, I'm going to stay for 2 or 3 days. And I'm going to find an apartment. Like, I'm going to. I don't care where it is. I got to get up. I got to go. You guys, this was not literally. I woke up one day and said, I'm moving to California. I left a week. I had a job interview a week later. I moved 2 weeks after that. There was no time to play games. There was no planning really in this. It was just kind of get up and go. So I got the job interview, and which I didn't get that job, but I thought the interview actually went well. I didn't get the job with Wells Fargo. I think it's because I left them to go be a teacher, and they're like, why would you want to come back here and be a teacher? Like, I mean, and work for the bank instead of being a teacher. So I think that's why they, didn't hire me. So anyways, I looked for an apartment. So before coming out here, I chose 5 or 6 apartments. They were kind of like, I think, 3 different cities. In the city that my friend did, and in 2 other cities. So it was about 6 apartments that I had to go look at. And I was going to pick one of them. I didn't care. I will post a video of what my apartment looked like before we got all moved in. And now it's like all cluttered and stuff. But anyways, so where was I? Okay, I'm going to the different apartments, and I'm just knocking them off my list. I get to the very last apartment. It was in Panorama City, and it was luxurious. There's in the middle, and then there's just trash. It was between the trash and the middle, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. And I was like, I have to get something. So I applied, and I got approved. But I'm not feeling good about it, I just wasn't. I wanted to make sure I brought my family to a nice place. I didn't want to put us in something that I didn't like, and I just was not feeling it. So I'm driving. I'm like, whatever. Calling my husband and letting him know, like, damn, I really wanted this one apartment. I'm mad I didn't get, I couldn't get it. And then I drove and I passed this apartment here. Literally trying to go to the gas station. My flight is I'm about to get on the plane at 11 p.m. It's around like maybe 3. So my flight is at 11. It's 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not happy about the apartment that I got, but I got one. And I'm driving, and I stop at the light, and I look to my right, and and it looks so cute. So I'm like, I didn't even see this on the internet. That's another thing. There are apartments, you have to go to the state and look for the apartments and see what's out there, because the internet doesn't always give you everything. It always wants you to give the most high expensive shit. So anyways, I see this apartment, and I walk in there. Lady name was Becky. I love Becky. Shout out to her. And I walk in there. I give her all my documents, and I apply. They had an apartment that was ready for March 23rd. Now it's March 12th, March 13th, really, March 14th, and the apartment was gonna be ready March 23rd. Y'all, I sit at the computer. I apply, and she's like, okay, I'll call you. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting ready to leave at 11. I told her, I was like, if I don't get it, it's okay. So I left. You guys, I go to the car. I put my hand on the door, and she calls me. And I'm like, hey, this is Till. And she was like, yeah, you got approved. She's like, don't leave. You got approved. Come back in so you can sign your lease. And I was like, are you serious? Y'all, I was crying. I fell in love with this apartment right here. And I just was like, the apartment that I wanted, I didn't get. But I found something 10 times better than the apartment that I wanted. And I got approved within seconds. And so, yeah, it was a blessing. I called my husband. I was crying. I was so happy. Everything was accomplished. I thought I had that job. So, yeah. I get back on the plane to Charlotte, and I'm like, y'all, we packing. Like, I got the apartment. We move in 10 days. And so I'm packing. And I found out I didn't get the job, so I was bummed out about that. But now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, how did you afford? Where did the money come from for you to move? Because it does cost money. So it was tax time. First week of March, I already had got my tax money. I had about $8,000 in tax money. My last paycheck from work was about $3,500. And anyways, that's how I was able to move. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't have a job. I didn't get the job, but I have enough money to pay my rent up for 2-3 months. So I was fine, whatever. So I'm packing my stuff. So here's where the story takes a turn. So me and my husband got married in December 20th. And March came, and now mind you, between things had been going on. He didn't just wake up one day and we got into an argument and we broke, and things happened. But yeah, he went back to Georgia, and I stayed in Charlotte, and that's another story for another day. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I was on my own, which I've always been on my own. But I was beyond depressed. I was in such a dark place because I didn't know, like, you guys, have you ever been there? Why does this shit keep happening to me? What am I doing wrong? And it kills me because I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. I feel like I'm being a good person. I feel like I'm putting positivity out in the world, but only negativity is coming back to me. And I was just like, you know what? I don't need him to move. I'm going to move on my own. I've always been on my own. But I'm scared as hell because I'm pregnant and I have 3 children. One has had to stay, but I have 2 children that's going to be riding in this truck with me. Originally, I was going to be driving my car. My husband was going to drive the truck. So now I have the reason why, Jersey couldn't come, my second daughter, is because, I didn't have room in the truck. I was sitting in the front seat. I'll post a picture. I was sitting in the driver's seat. Sister was sitting in the passenger seat. Nova's car seat was in the middle. I had a 3-seater U-Haul truck. Well, it was actually budget. Sorry, it was a budget truck. The truck cost me about $800 plus the tow. So I was scared as hell. I thought I was going to get pulled over and arrested for having my kids in the car like that. But my choice was either, I already got approved for the apartment. It was either let this bullshit that's going on in my marriage stop me from moving and following my dreams and lose out on money that I already paid for this apartment. It was just like, no, I'm leaving. So I left and I got in my truck. I packed my shit. I'm gonna show all my little Snapchat videos that I did during that time when I was documenting everything. And I left. I apologize if you're only watching this video to get the information on how to move to another state and I done told you my whole life story. But now you know me. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna get into the part where I go through my list of how to move to another state, especially being a single mom doing so.
I just wanted to stop for a second and show you guys some pictures of me and my family. This is at Nova's first birthday. This is just out in California. This is Halloween. I love Halloween. I made those costumes. And this is me and my husband on our anniversary. And this is Nova and Sincere in the budget truck.
Looking like a motherfucking million. Looking like a motherfucking got it. Stop flexing, bitch, you ain't really poppin'. These bottle wars, all the bottle what we poppin'.
Y'all, I finally fucking made it, yo. Missed my flight this morning at 7:40 a.m. So I had to take 3:45. Got here at 8:30. I've been in line for the past 2 hours to get my fucking rental. I'm just busy fucking next 2 days.
It is taking way too long to get all this shit packed up. And it's really stressing me out. You can just throw that away, Sierra. All that can pretty much go in the trash. Don't throw that away. Let me fucking tell y'all something. This shit was fucking rough, okay? I'm out this bitch. And I ain't never motherfucking coming back. Y'all hear me? Okay? Y'all ain't never gonna see my face again. I barely saw my face anyway, but you know what the fuck I mean. Let me go close my door.
Y'all, I had to come sleep. I'm in Fayetteville. I was so tired last night. So now I'm about to get up, go get my kids, and we're getting the fuck out of here.
So funny.
What are you doing?
It's cold. That's what she did the whole trip. Yelling and screaming. But what? We not holding you, girl. Tell her we not holding her.
Y'all, my car is packed all the way to the top. Like, I had shit in my driver's seat. I had ran out of space in the truck, like, packed to the top, okay? Hardwood floors. I love the hardwood floors. Living room area. Kitchen. Look at this sparkly. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle in the countertops. Stove. They said that this was newly renovated. I have all new appliances. Or whatever. Cabinet space. Dishwasher. Like, I wish I could really see the glitter inside the countertop. So again, that's the kitchen. Living room. Balcony. Then you go into this hallway. On the left is the bedroom. Closet. And over here, I absolutely love these cabinets, storage space. Bathroom is there. Sink. Other bedroom. And then a walk-in closet.
All right, guys. So, just to recap, when you're trying to move to another state, step 1, do your research. Research. Look for jobs and look for cities that you want to live in. Look for an apartment. I picked my place. You write down a few cities you want to live in. You write down a few apartments in those areas. Take one trip, go out there, or as many trips as you need to. Take a trip, go out there and see the research in person. Those apartments in the cities that you researched and you looked up and you wrote down, go see them in person. Get the apartment. A job will come. So if you're moving, income is another thing. You gotta have income when you get there. If you were like me and you did it during tax time, that's the best way to do it, single moms, because it's hard to save up money throughout the year when you're struggling with your children. So do it during tax time. That's when you have that lump sum of money. Pay your rent up for 2 months, and then even if you move without a job, at least your rent is paid for 2 months. You can apply for food stamps and shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, pay your rent up for 2 months, move during tax time, and live there for a year. Then you got 2 months to hustle. If I job, you can always do Uber, Lyft, Ship Shopper, Instacart. There's a website, there's an app that you can go clean people's houses, walk people's dogs. Like I'll put all the stuff that I have on my phone of all the different shit that I do. And so yeah, hustle and get that money, y'all. Y'all know, some of y'all know what I mean. Us hustlers, y'all here with me. So March 23rd comes, all my shit's packed up. I go to Fayetteville, drop off Jersey with her grandma, and I get some good sleep, and I say bye to all my friends. I get on the road March 24th. I get to Texas. Jersey's aunt Chatney lives in Texas. I want to say Houston or San Antonio. I can't remember. And it was 17 hours to Texas. 17 hours was a long drive. My first stop, I know you guys are saying, well, where'd you sleep? What'd you do? So, I'm driving, and my first stop was Walmart. It was in the middle of the night. So it's 12 a.m. and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. So I go to a Walmart. I go to my phone, I Google a Walmart, and I GPS to the Walmart. It's dead, it's empty. The Walmart's closed. I park in the very back. I put covers on the windows, on all the windows, and we slept for 5 hours. I got up at 5 a.m. and I drove to Texas. That was the first time I stopped. Along the way, of course, I'm stopping for gas. I think I took a little nap at a gas station, if I'm not mistaken. Sincere said we did. And we slept in the car. I did not get a hotel. We slept in the car, in the truck, in the seats, dug it out. I slept on the floor. I slept outside, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And Nova was in her car seat. She was fine. And Sarah was stuck in it out. I got on a pillow, a blanket, some coloring books. He was good. So anyways, I get to Texas, and I sleep at my daughter's aunt's house. And I slept for 8 hours, y'all. I got a good night rest. And then I got up and I drove 21 hours to, I believe 21, whatever. And I drove to LA after that. And then I stopped again, and we slept at a truck stop, like a rest stop. When you go state, if you ever drove, state to state, they have rest stops. So we sat at a rest stop, we ate, we sat in the car. Actually, there was a parking lot full of cars. People were sleeping. It was, whatever. So we slept at the rest stop, and then I continued to drive. That's from my address here to my apartment in Charlotte. That was 2,498 miles. 2,498 miles is what I drove. So yeah, y'all, I'm here. I'll post my little video that I did on social media that day, and I'll give you a tour of my apartment. I think I already said that. I don't know. I'm doing these videos in pieces. So anyways, and I freaking made it, you guys. I made it. So now I know you're like, oh my God, how did the truck? I was not about to hire no movers. I called my girl Aaliyah and her husband, and they was like, give us a day or two. We'll help you get your stuff out the truck. And they did. I actually had the U-Haul for 4 days. If you move with a U-Haul, they'll give you like 19 days or some shit like that. I can't remember. 9 days to have the truck. I made it here in 3. I had 4 extra days with that truck. So I was like, okay, they'll be here in 2 days to help. I moved what I could. I was y'all. Every apartment I think I've had 5 or 6 apartments. I can't think right now. Every apartment I damn near moved myself. I had friends help here and there, but I damn near moved myself, so I can pretty much pick up anything. And shout out to my homegirl Holly. Her and her dad came and helped me pack my truck. So yeah, I made it here. We slept on Aaliyah gave me a blow-up mattress. Like I said, y'all, I love these people that have helped me here in California, and I'm like, all right, I made it. I'm soaking it all in. I didn't get the job, so I'm just like, okay, get this shit unpacked, take it one day at a time, go ahead and apply for Medicaid and food stamps up at the social services, and start looking for a job. And that's what I did. I got my stuff unpacked. I went to social services that Monday, that following week, and I applied for everything, and I got approved, of course. So that took care of that. I knew I had to start looking for a job, and I started working for temp agencies. Y'all, them temp agencies be looking out, okay? So y'all do not be ashamed of working at no damn temp agency, okay? So I applied at some temp agencies. On top of that, I was doing Postmates. Now I had my kids with me and no babysitter, so I couldn't do Uber and Lyft because you have to have people in your car. I was doing Postmates, and I would leave Sincere and the baby in the car while I went in to grab the food and come right back. They weren't in the car for long. For all you little motherfucking mom shamers, I did leave my kids in the car for a few minutes to go pick up the person's food and drop it off to them, okay? So anyways, where am I at? Yeah, I done lost my place. I've been so pretty today. I've been so sad lately, y'all. This is gonna be a long video. Okay, yeah, so I got hired on with this temp agency, and I applied for a daycare voucher at social services. I applied for a daycare voucher. They gave me the voucher very fast, and I started working at the temp agency. The temp agency got me in with this warehouse. So I get to this warehouse. It's my first day, and I find out that I'm working for Jeffree Star. I'll post a picture of Jeffree Star for those of you guys that don't know him. He is a YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. He's a YouTuber that got popular with his makeup, and he just blew up from there. So I was packaging Jeffree Star's makeup, and I saw him almost every other day. He was really in there, like, with us, making sure everything's running, when you run a business, making sure everything is good. So I did that for a little while, and then I got hired. I was still applying for jobs because temp, you never know when they're gonna let you go or when things are gonna happen. So, hey, babe. My husband coming from cleaning his car. Hey, babe. Sorry, y'all, that was my husband. He cleaned out. Anyways, so yeah, I was working with Jeffree Star, and then I got hired at Sears. I was working at the call center, and it was a sales position. Basically, I was selling protection agreements on appliances. If your appliance breaks down, you're gonna have to call somebody to fix it. So I didn't want to work in a call center, so of course I was still looking for jobs. And I came out here to pursue my art career, so I just taken anything that I can. But I wanted to get back into that field of, one, making more money because it's expensive as hell out here, and I wasn't making enough money out there at Sears or working for Jeffree Star. So I was just still applying for stuff. I actually did go take the CBEST. So to be a teacher in California, you have to take the CBEST test and the state test. It's a lot of bullshit. So I took the CBEST test, and I didn't pass it because I didn't study. A lot was going on. I was depressed. I didn't study, so I didn't pass it. Now, January 29th of 2020, just a few months ago, I got hired as a site coordinator at an after-school program. So what that is, a site coordinator, for those of you guys who have kids in school, you know that there's after-school programs for your kids to stay. Elementary school. I don't know much about middle or high school. But the program, your kids can stay after school with the after-school program, whether it's the YMCA, YS, whatever. And yeah, so I run that program all by myself. And I have about 80 students that I take care of after school, and I have about 4 staff members. So that's what I'm doing right now. As of January 29th, up until right now, during all this quarantine bullshit, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So unfortunately, I'm out of work, though, because of the quarantine, and schools are closed down. Luckily, though, my job is the bomb, and they're still paying me. So I'm doing lesson plans. I'm doing things. They have me doing things throughout the day. Matter of fact, I got to clock in at 12:30. So it's 11:47 here in California. So yeah, y'all, that's it. I'm here now, and I'm living life, and I'm trying to pursue my art career. And actually, some more stuff has happened that I want to tell you guys about. Me, Sarah, and Nova got here in March. My husband got here in April. Blaze came in July. Jersey came in August. So everybody's home, and we're all a family again, and I am the happiest I could be. So now, during that time, I have 2 businesses, Nova Art Studios 18 and Art Dealer Apparel. So I started Nova Art Studio in Charlotte, North Carolina in 2018 when I was pregnant with Nova. I actually decided to turn my baby shower into my first wine and design experience because, you know, Nova Art Studios, I do commission artwork, I host wine and designs, I have an art camp, and you know, I do body casting on pregnant pregnant bellies, and I do face painting at kids' parties. So that's what Nova Art Studios is. So I did my first wine and design at my baby shower. It was like a baby shower sip and paint kind of thing, and everyone loved it. I'll post some pictures of that if you ever need that idea for your baby shower or your event. Also, if you're watching this and you're in LA, honey, hit me up because I host wine and designs for birthday parties, baby showers, wedding events, whatever. So yeah. And when I moved to California, I started Nova Art Studios again, and I sold my very first painting, y'all. I sold my very first painting. Shout out to Ashley Thompson. She bought my very first painting. It's called Universe. I'm gonna post a picture of it in the video. I sold it September 30th. September 30th, a few days before my birthday. Best birthday present ever. And then in November 20th, I think, or November 19th, I had my first art show, and I'll post pictures of that and videos of that as well. So then also November 25th, I started Art Dealer Apparel. Art Dealer Apparel is a clothing line based off my artwork. And the reason why I did this, I always wanted to, I'm a tomboy and I love t-shirts, graphic t-shirts, and I can never find shirts that I really like, so I have to just kind of get whatever the store has. So I always wanted to do my own clothing line. I just didn't have no idea how. I was lazy, and I already had a list of other goals I was trying to meet. So I took my art, the Painting the Universe, before I gave it to her, I took it to this guy to scan it, and he made a digital copy of it for me, which was a little expensive, but thankfully I figured out a better way to get it done, and that's a little bit less expensive. And I printed it on a t-shirt, and I'll put it in the video, all my different Art Dealer Apparel stuff. I will also post it in the description so you guys can check out my clothing line. Now, where is Art Dealer Apparel right now? Mid-January, Art Dealer Apparel, you guys, from November to January, I made so much money off Art Dealer Apparel. Business was like booming. And January came, and I had to revamp my website and do all different types of things, add new clothing, just basically redo Art Dealer Apparel so that it's better now. I didn't think it was going to take off like that, and it did. So between mid-January and right now, the website is down because I'm still uploading it. I don't know, you guys, did I talk you to death? This video is probably going to be so freaking long. So that's it for this video, you guys. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day because it's my 1-year anniversary here in California, and I'm about to go buy me a bottle of wine and try to enjoy the rest of this day.